Alright. Alright, blue-red, Sunbird, Invocation control. So, what this deck is looking to do is it gets Sunbird Invocations into play, and then you cast Giant Explosions to kind of ripple through your deck, and eventually you kill with Niv-Mizzet. We have some Star of Extinction and some Nexus of Fate to, like, have other big spells to cast. We got some Sailor of Means and some treasure maps here, so maybe if we queue into things like green-black, we're probably gonna do okay. If we queue into aggressive decks, we're probably gonna get buried. So let's queue up here and see how we do. Hopefully find some other control decks and get to dumpster them. If you're in a game where your opening hand can order a beer, I'll buy you a beer. Sailor of memes, yep. Hand has a play before turn 6. Keep. Honestly, there's a chance that there's just be 4 Sailors in this deck. I think Sailor of Memes here is, like, actually very reasonable. He's just, like, a 1/4 that blocks and, like, accelerates us into our bigger plays. Does not seem unreasonable in the slightest. Yeah, I feel like there is a chance we want some more ramp. I think extra Sailors are the first place we go. We do have treasure map, which is kind of ramp. Hey, look, my opponent's also going slow. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Ooh. Ooh, that's... That's a tasty one, chat. Y'all ready for an upgrade? Oh, come on! We activated their trap card, chat. We activated their trap. Why would you interact with me, opponent? That's so rude. Why would you interact with me? Nathan Brown with the 17-month resub. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks back this way again this month. I appreciate it. Oh, I should have known Matt just started watching. I only ever get blown out when Maddie's watching. Maybe I was supposed to swindle that so I could star? Yeah, probably. Who's surprised that we died with a bunch of 5, 6, and 7 mana spells in our hand? Anybody? Nope. put in. We probably are gonna need to rebuild this in a way where there's less clunk in the trunk. Need a little bit more, like these Lava Coil should probably be in the main. This is real bad against, this is really bad against counter spells. Splashing Growth Spiral and Ramp. Yeah, I think that's basically what you need to do. You either need to splash Ramp or you need to have some interaction in the main. Like, there's just enough aggressive things in the format that you just can't do nothing till turn 6. Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna cutting the Lana Rays and adding a bunch of Lava Coils in is probably great. Because, like, my opponent's deck is a mid-range deck, right? And, like, if the mid-range deck out-aggroed us, we probably need some better tools. I think I'd rather keep the deck blue-red and put in a bunch of interaction rather than load up on too much ramp. Yeah, we're also gonna cut the 61st card, believe it or not. You ever encountered a deck with more than 60 cards in Standard? Yeah, probably. Not this was a Revel Enriches deck? Well. Don't spell pierce me, bro. This ain't good order of beer, right? And started with 16 CMC, 7, 13, 15, 16. Think I care about this? You can always shock it later. Yeah, no, more than 60 generally pretty much never makes sense from an optimization standpoint. The only reason to play 61 usually is because you want to be cheeky or lazy, one of the two. Well, ain't that a bag of crap? Alright, well, all those choices suck. Yeah, that file's under being cheeky, Matsu. Kiki Cord was terrible, so it didn't matter if you built your deck poorly.
The time has come.
Yeah. beat him.
I will endure.
Do you have another green source? We might get to get him on that. Rats. The black-white deck was kind of medium. Always remember, if you want to find out my thoughts on a deck that we played, you can go to my website and click on my YouTube channel. Always lots of good thoughts at the end of every video. This deck doesn't need more expensive clunky spells. It needs more efficiency if it needs anything at all. I'm not playing Niv here because my opponent has a hostage taker. So I don't really have a big incentive to play Niv out into a hostage taker. So you have to discard the hand size here. Oh, I tapped my lands wrong here. I shouldn't have tapped the Treasure Cove. Tapping Treasure Cove was wrong. And this is why. I'm just gonna Nexus of Fate, right? I got you, Robo Snake. Go. Don't mind me. Dunk. Let's gonna put them to 2. Dunk. 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 I go 4. I draw a card for the turn. Tap, discard this. You really wanted to become a content creator? If you had any tips to get stuttering, in the immortal words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it. You should make stuff because you enjoy making stuff, and at some point, if it can be an actual job, that's awesome, and go after it. But most content creators are just out there doing it because they love it. It's not going to turn into a job for most people. It's just the reality of it. I've been making Magic content for, I don't know, going on 5 years. Long time. Actually, I can do this for X's 4 and play around Spell Pierce, right? Yeah. Game the third. When I started, did you have a full-time job? Yeah, don't quit your day job. Did you listen to everything that I said? You should never expect making Magic content to make your money. For many years that I did Magic content, for a number of years, it didn't make any money at all. And then for a few years, my small amount of Magic money that I made paid for my Magic, and then it did eventually snowball into a job for me after almost 5 years. But I never expected this to be a job. I was just doing it because I love playing Magic and I like streaming and I like raiding and stuff like that. I was curious if creators with webcams generally have more views and subs than those who are purely sound. I have no idea. There's no real statistics on anything like that, Joyous Farm. So while there are public follower counts and view counts and stuff like that, there isn't any. The sub counts that streamers have aren't public. I'd imagine ones with cameras do better because they get to actually, like, people connect. It's not just like this disembodied voice. It's really weird. Like, there's some colleges that are like offering degrees in like basically Twitch streaming, and like telling someone that like you can guarantee that they're gonna have success on something like YouTube or Twitch or Instagram or somewhere like that where people make money doing content stuff. It's like telling someone that like if you get an acting degree you're gonna go off to Hollywood and guaranteed be an actor that makes millions of dollars. That's just like not how it works. To be fair, the reason why you probably feel Saffron Olive's voice doesn't match his face is because he streamed without a camera for so long that you envisioned something that wasn't, basically. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of the things that contribute to whether or not someone can be successful and, like, do Twitch as a living are things that are largely outside of their control. There's a lot of right place, right time stuff. Like, you have to be good at what you do as well, but, like, there's also a number of things that you just can't just be good at. Curious about tools you do to stream, overlay bots. There's tons of good resources for that. OBS is the industry standard for streaming these days. Yeah, I want an upkeep stop. And as far as my overlay goes, like, OBS makes things super easy. And you can see I don't use any special graphics. The only graphics I use are sponsor logos. I think a lot of people who have like overlays on their stream, I find them really annoying because like I just want like more room for the content, right? Like when someone has this awkward, gaudy overlay that like takes up a third of the screen, it's like, well, there's enough dead space on like Magic Arena that I want to make the cards as big as possible. That's true. This is my only graphic, my border. That's my only overlay component, really. Yeah, I think I'm in for that. Caleb's overlay works for Magic Online, but if you watch him stream Magic Arena, I think it's incredibly awkward. Like with Magic Online, I've got this gaudy thing, right? Because Magic Online has infinite dead space, but like with an actual video game like Arena, you don't have that much dead space. Go ahead and cast this. Hopefully they don't have another Eldest Reborn here. If they have like a hostage taker, I can kill it. gonna go ahead and shock them here, because it lets the shock... Actually, this cantrips anyways, right? So that's fine. I pitched Invocation in case they had a way to protect their... In case they had a way to protect their thing. What are they getting back with Eldritch Reborn? They're actually just getting back my Sailor of Means. Nice card. Hey, Brasky, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people you can ship that to every month. Thanks for supporting my content with it. This is still the same game we've been playing. So this is the opponent who had Frilled Mystic and Hostage Shaker and stuff. I think I'm actually just gonna draw for the turn, because if I draw Nexus, I probably just want to cycle it. I just draw 4 here. I think I just draw 4. Actually, I'm gonna kill the Sailor. They could have a 2-mana counter here with the treasure, but if I let them untap, they could Frilled Mystic me, and I really don't want to get Frilled Mystic. Perfect. Come at me, Sultai player. No, yeah, I guess I have 8 lands, so I can go ahead and put it up, keep stop, and then still star. I'm actually gonna Nexus of Fate so I can play this around Spell Pierce. And I guess if I'd have drawn a land here, I could have... If I'd have drawn a land, I could have cast the Spell Swindle to swindle their thing. I am honestly surprised that worked. They must have a whole lot of nothing going on. Or they just have like a second dino and are playing around the star. One of the two. Not really sure. One extra card, please. Play Allegiant. We'll get you 3 free booster packs. I only have 4, 6. Let's just draw. Maybe I should have... Yeah, I probably should have waited there. No, I don't have the Spell Swindle anymore, so it doesn't matter. Alright, well, we get to start sunbirding with Nexus out, so this game should be over. I can only imagine that that's game winning. If we do this and don't win the game, I feel like we need to take our deck and throw it in the garbage. All right, sure. Yeah, it wasn't like as amazing as what I was expecting, but like, it's fine, right? We gotta like take another turn and do it again. Hold on, folks. I'm gonna do it again. You know. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play a ton of constructed Magic on this channel. If you enjoy standard best of 3, we're here playing that on Arena every morning and afternoon during the week. As always, a big shout out to all my wonderful subscribers out there. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would love to help you get that close, clean shave using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/Hoogle-Shave. You can save $5 on your brand new starter kit with them. Remember, just because you like playing the degenerate decks doesn't mean you need to look like it. Hurly Burly Studio does professional Magic the Gathering altars. If you head on over to hurlyburlystudio.com, you can find a wonderful selection of border extensions as well as full art replacements, and using code Jeff10, you can save 10% on your orders there with them. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artworks they have on their website. At any rate, we're heading back to take a peek at what this deck has going on. I think we need to get a little bit less greedy with what this deck has and get a little bit more defensive. So I actually really like the idea of Sailor against aggressive decks. So I'm going to put 4 of those in. And I think not playing 4 Lava Coils in the main is probably a mistake. This card's very good at keeping us alive. So I need to cut 3 cards here to make this happen. More Star of Extinction. I'm gonna leave the cheeky Spell Swindle in. The person who submitted this deck obviously had a love for Spell Swindle, so we're gonna go ahead and leave that. I'm gonna put a 4th Star of Extinction in here too, because I like killing green-black. Yeah, so pulling the CMC down a touch and giving us a little bit more ramp so we can get up to our top end a little bit faster, I think is a very reasonable approach. I'm not your buddy, friend. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. Welcome. All right. 12, 19, 20. Gosh, we're one converted mana cost off of this hand being able to drink. What a tilt. What a tilt. Gosh, why weren't you 1 card sooner? CMC stands for converted mana cost. Tempo Storm picked up myself, Caleb Durward, and then MTG Nerd Girl are their initial 3 that they picked up for Magic the Gathering stuff. One 4 looking pretty good here in the face of the old 1/1. Block. They have Cinder Barons in their deck still. I wonder if they're just playing more than 8 duels, or if that's a budget choice. I'm gonna see a Skewer kill my Sailor, maybe. Are you bad, Sailor? Spawn of Mayhem. Yikes. What to buy as far as sets to start playing locally. My best advice for new Magic players is to get involved with Limited. So Limited refers to playing Draft or Sealed, where you buy booster packs every time you play and then build a deck with those. that gets you kind of like, it's kind of like you don't have to buy a bunch to start, you can just buy a couple packs and play right away, and that way you don't have to learn a giant card pool. We're probably dead, I agree. I do have 4 Lava Coils in my deck. If I draw a Lava Coil, we can win this game, maybe. I also have another Shock. Alright. Alright, I got a land. Now, I'm leaving this back because I would like to block a hasty creature. So if we draw another land next turn, this casting the second Sunbird's Invocation will allow us to have 6 looks at a Lava Coil. Yikes! One Lava Coil, please. Okie doke. Blue-red deck. Not so good. Not so good at staying alive through giant monsters. I really don't have better tools in my sideboard here. I guess Shock's probably good. Cut the Spell Swindle. Cut a Pirate's Pillage. Yeah, I guess Stroke is fine. Stroke technically counters Spawn and Mayhem even when they spectacle it. Alright, sure. We don't have better answers, so might as well try and lean into counter spells, right? When did we start this deck? About 30 minutes ago. Which tier 1 deck is best against RDW? Green-black with the Wild Growth Walker package in the main. Okie doke. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree, GH. I think what we have going on here is just a little bit too clunky. I think any aggro deck worth its salt is gonna run us down. Yeah, that style of deck's definitely good against Burn Snap, Bolt Snap, but I don't know that I would call that really an established deck. It's more of a fringe deck, if anything. Lava Coiling Judith means she doesn't get a death trigger because she's exiled, which is nice. What do you recommend for the most competitive decks for opening weekend? Anything aggressive. All the decks that were good last season are likely still going to be good. So, mono red, green black, Jeskai, mono blue tempo, like all these decks are still fantastic. With Unmoored Ego, do you take Nexus or Wilderness if you ego them on 3? You cut Unmoored Ego from your sideboard and you put in a card that's good instead. Unmoored Ego is a trap card. Unmoored Ego is a trap card that's only good against bad players playing badly built decks. Any Nexus player worth their salt is going to be able to play through your Unmoored Ego post-board, likely with ease. I mean, I had a second Lava Coil. Also, like, a situation like this, where I can play the Shock proactively to trigger Niv-Mizzet, is a reason to hold on to the Shock. So I get it, we got duress, so people want to be like, yo, dog, why were you so aggressive? Why wouldn't you hold on to the extra Lava Coil? When in reality, I think it's pretty right since I had the backup. If you have access to both blue and black, you have infinite tools for beating the Nexus decks. Play Negates, play Thought Erasures, play Duress. In my opinion, all of these things are better than Unmoored Ego against a good Nexus player. Wow! Holy gosh, that's rude. I was like, oh good, we drew Sunbird's Invocation. We could like get into this game with a good draw. And then we got savaged. Woof. Yeah, opponents playing like this, this like red-black demons, basically. It's kind of sweet. Four mana Blightning, still kind of okay. Yikes. We are still at 17, thankfully, I guess. Well, I mean, that it technically means I'm not dead. It technically means I'm not dead. I'm not dead yet. Judy and her demons. Red black demons is kind of hot. I didn't have a 7th land to cast if we drew. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day with this one. Let's talk about what this deck is doing and why it's a little bit clunky. So we added some more cards to drag the curve down to like give ourselves a chance to survive. But at the end of the day, that last match was a great example of like why blue-red is a dedicated control deck just doesn't really work. Blue-red doesn't have the tools to be successful against a variety of archetypes because just like your red removal is just not enough to give you enough flexibility. It's why you see decks like Juxkai and Grixis and other things splashing a color to really give you a chance in matches like that. I think if I wanted to try and do this thing where we like Sunbird's Invocation into stuff, I would, honestly, it probably just turns into a fog deck. You probably want growth spirals and you probably want ways to stop your opponent from killing you. So that's probably the direction you need to take it in if you want to try and make this payoff work. But at the end of the day, this payoff is probably just worse than playing the Wilderness Reclamation decks that are going around. Alright, we're going to play some Black-White Control up next. The person who sent it in just sent me their latest iteration, which actually, it's funny. So I make some small changes to decks a lot of the time. The latest version that they just sent me actually incorporates a lot of the changes that I made. The Demons deck looks really sweet, Brian. I like going up the curve a little bit more. Mayhem is really awesome. Good luck in the rest of your matches today. I think I'm gonna call this Black-White Angels still. They'll fit in with the rest of it. Still, this is still like technically Black-White Angels, right? It's like a more controlling build. I kind of want a fourth Tecatli Honor Guard in the sideboard, and I want another Duress. This was a change I made to the sideboard. I think not playing 4 of these cards is silly. 5 Wraths is a lot of Wraths. Probably don't need 4 Consecrates either. I think Binding's fine. So a little bit more controlling build of Black-White. Let's update the stream decker. We'll kind of talk through what we have going on here.